Nicki Minaj absolutely went off the charts against Jay-Z on Grammy night, leveling explosive accusations about alleged relationships with underage women. But hold on, it gets even crazier. Beyoncé stepped into the storm, hitting back at Nicki Minaj harder than anyone expected. What she revealed in defense of Jay-Z is bound to leave jaws dropped. Let's dive in. The whole mess begins with the infamous title money dispute. On February 1, 2026, during the Grammy Awards, Nicki Minaj took to X and unleashed dozens of scathing messages aimed directly at Jay-Z. Her tirade stretched on for hours, starting around 8 p.m. Eastern Time and raging well past midnight. The initial spark? A joke from host Trevor Noah about her absence, linking it to her recent outspoken support for Donald Trump. But make no mistake, this was far from the start of the feud. The roots of tension between Nicki Minaj and Jay-Z run deep, going all the way back to 2021. That was the year Jay-Z sold Tidal to Square for a staggering $32 million. Nicki Minaj was among 16 artists who had been promised 3% equity in 2015, in return for exclusive releases and promotion of the platform.
Y'all, Nicki Minaj is back on X, and she's coming for Jay-Z. So in a series of tweets, Nicki Minaj is claiming that Jay-Z owes her $100 to $200 million so far.
The Tidal deal was promoted as a revolutionary, artist-owned streaming platform. Jay-Z had relaunched it in 2015 after acquiring Spyro for a reported $56 million. At a highly publicized New York event, 16 artists were unveiled as co-owners of the service. Among them were Nicki Minaj, Beyoncé, Rihanna, Kanye West, Madonna, and J.C. Cole. Each artist was said to receive a 3% equity stake, in return for providing exclusive content, promoting the platform, and driving subscriber growth. Nicki Minaj played her part by releasing the Feeling Myself video exclusively on Tidal, actively endorsing the service to her massive fan base. Yet when Jay-Z sold the platform in 2021, Nicki Minaj claimed she was offered a mere $1 million, a sum she deemed insulting and wholly inadequate.
Partnership, he gave artists some ownership, including J. Cole, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna. And then when he sold the company back in 2021, Nicki Minaj had always said that she felt like she wasn't paid out what she should have been paid out. She was only offered $1 million at the time.
Media outlets like Variety reported that each artist owner walked away with roughly $8.9 million from the deal. Nicki Minaj vehemently rejected this version of events. She insisted she had been told no real profit had been made and claimed that the $1 million offer was nothing more than hush money, an attempt to keep her silent. By July 2025, Nicki Minaj's demands had skyrocketed to $200 million, factoring in what she described as crude interest. She framed this staggering figure as karmic debt and linked it to her Dow Student of the Game initiative, vowing to use any settlement to fund fans' tuition and student loans. Yet, another perspective complicates the story. Industry executive Steve Stout argued that Nicki Minaj and several other artists never held formal shares because crucial documents were never signed. He explained that many artists, including Nicki Minaj, had failed to complete official shareholder agreements, meaning the promised equity was likely more promotional than legally binding. Public records from the UK's Companies House and US SEC filings indicated that Tidal's holding company remained under Jay-Z's control. No documentation explicitly confirmed shared ownership among the artists. The corporate structure favored minimal disclosure, often routed through Delaware-based entities designed for privacy and secrecy.
I'll tell you this, I have no idea about their business, but if someone owed me $200 million, then I would be in court, not on X. And I guarantee you, if she ever took that to court, that would be a huge story.
A key observation from The Breakfast Club underscores a glaring fact. As of February 2026, Nicki Minaj had not filed a single lawsuit. Despite repeated threats of legal action, no official steps had been taken. Critics quickly seized on this, suggesting it could signal weakness in her claims. Nicki Minaj has consistently denied assertions that she failed to sign necessary paperwork, insisting that the 2015 public signing event should count as a binding agreement. She further accused Jay-Z and Roc Nation's CEO Desiree Perez of deliberately withholding access and spreading misinformation about artists' returns on investment. This was far from an isolated conflict. Similar disputes had cropped up before. Kanye West sued Tidal in 2016 for $3 million in unpaid royalties and bonuses tied to his album The Life of Pablo. That case was quietly settled out of court, leaving details largely unknown. Patterns like these fueled broader skepticism and painted a picture of artists questioning Tidal's equity promises. The Tidal money dispute became the bedrock for Nicki Minaj's expansive accusations against Jay-Z, laying the groundwork for her claims of sabotage, political repositioning, and ultimately, her explosive Grammy night tirade. The $200 million figure remained Nicki Minaj's central grievance. As she broadened her attacks to encompass other areas of Jay-Z's influence, neither Jay-Z nor Roc Nation responded publicly. Their silence allowed Nicki Minaj's narrative to dominate social media, with fans fiercely debating the legitimacy of her claims on platforms like X and Reddit. The financial dispute over Tidal equity was just the opening act in Nicki Minaj's escalating feud. By 2024, her complaints had expanded to include alleged career sabotage, with the Super Bowl halftime show selection becoming a pivotal flashpoint. In September 2024, the NFL announced Kendrick Lamar as the headliner for the New Orleans halftime show, igniting outrage among fans and artists alike. Many expected Lil Wayne to take the stage, given his deep roots in the city. Nicki Minaj didn't hold back, accusing Jay-Z of blatant ego-driven bias in choosing Kendrick Lamar over Lil Wayne, framing the decision as a calculated slight against Southern artists. Through Roc Nation, Jay-Z held the role of the NFL's live music entertainment strategist, a position that granted him enormous sway over who graced the halftime stage. Nicki Minaj argued that he weaponized this influence to personally punish Lil Wayne, turning what should have been a career-defining moment into a deliberate act of sabotage. She drew a sharp comparison to Eminem, who had insisted on including 50 Cent in his 2022 halftime performance, highlighting that Jay-Z could have exercised similar loyalty toward Lil Wayne but chose not to.
She felt like Lil Wayne. She feels like Lil Wayne should have been the performer at the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
The weight of Nicki Minaj's accusation was amplified by New Orleans' deep significance in hip-hop culture. Lil Wayne had built his entire legacy representing the city, making the choice to exclude him from a Super Bowl halftime show in his own hometown feel to many like a calculated insult. Nicki Minaj cast herself as Lil Wayne's staunch defender, raising the personal stakes and intensifying her ongoing battle with Jay-Z.
She did a whole list.
She said, "Dear #Jay-Z, you ruined hip-hop, you ruined football, you ruined basketball, you ruined touring, you ruined Instagram, you ruined Twitter. The jig is up. All of this is alleged and for entertainment purposes."
This growing list of accusations showed just how far Nicki Minaj's grievances had spiraled. She was no longer limiting her claims to financial misconduct. Instead, she accused Jay-Z of manipulating and corrupting multiple industries and platforms through his vast influence. For many observers, the sheer scale of these allegations strained credibility, but Nicki Minaj stood firm, doubling down with unshakable certainty. Hosts on The Breakfast Club echoed what much of the public was already sensing. This feud had become deeply personal for Nicki Minaj. Her fierce defense of Lil Wayne merged with her own unresolved resentments, creating a layered conflict fueled by loyalty, betrayal, and wounded pride. Birdman, co-founder of Cash Money Records and Lil Wayne's longtime mentor, publicly backed Nicki Minaj's stance. He labeled the Super Bowl decision a blatant disrespect to both Lil Wayne and New Orleans. Support from another industry heavyweight added weight to Nicki Minaj's sabotage narrative, at least in the eyes of her supporters. But the sabotage allegations didn't stop with the Super Bowl. Nicki Minaj claimed Roc Nation actively interfered with her tours, including the alleged lack of promotion for the second leg of the Pink Friday 2 tour. She even connected her 2024 Amsterdam arrest for marijuana possession to industry retaliation, suggesting it was orchestrated rather than a coincidence. Her claims escalated further when she alleged Roc Nation was actively silencing her fanbase. Nicki Minaj urged the Barbs to document every instance of being flagged or suspended across social media platforms. She believed these actions were part of a coordinated effort to weaken her influence and suppress her voice. Taken together, these allegations painted a chilling picture of widespread surveillance and suppression. Nicki Minaj suggested the presence of listening devices, hidden cameras, and tracking tactics aimed directly at her. The precision and intensity of these claims raised serious concerns among critics, many of whom viewed them as increasingly paranoid and detached from verifiable reality.
Now, I say all that because people think that Jay-Z coming out on stage with his wife in Paris to do N-words in Paris was to distract from all of this Nicki Minaj.
Y'all are ridiculous. I want to say something though. If Roc Nation controls all of social media, how come they can't stop everybody on social media from spreading all the negative stories about them.
The Breakfast Club pushed back against the swirling conspiracy theories with a sharp, logical critique. They noted that if Roc Nation truly wielded such power over social media to suppress negative stories, they would have protected Beyoncé from criticism first. This counterpoint exposed glaring inconsistencies in Nicki Minaj's claims. Yet Nicki Minaj pressed on, highlighting the alleged lack of promotion for the second leg of her Pink Friday 2 tour by Live Nation. She questioned whether Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez's daughter, who held a position at Live Nation, had influenced this apparent non-promotion. Nicki Minaj even referenced the alleged suicide of a Live Nation representative shortly after she complained about these promotional lapses, implying foul play, though no evidence was ever presented. Her broader accusations extended into claims of shadow banning on social media and the use of bots to artificially elevate artists such as Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and Doart, framing them as manufactured rivals meant to erode her dominance in female rap. While these allegations resonated deeply with her fanbase, they lacked concrete verification. Rumors of legal action also circulated after an Instagram post suggested that Jay-Z and Roc Nation had issued a cease and desist, warning Nicki Minaj to stop mentioning them or face a $5 billion defamation lawsuit. Commenters debated whether this was a serious threat or merely intimidation, given public figures' protections for free speech. The authenticity of this cease and desist notice was never confirmed. These sabotage claims marked a dramatic escalation of Nicki Minaj's conflict with Jay-Z, transforming it from financial disputes into existential threats against her career. Whether her allegations were grounded in reality or veered into paranoia became a hotly contested topic among fans, critics, and industry insiders alike. While Nicki Minaj's main target remained Jay-Z, her accusations occasionally implicated Beyoncé. The most notable point of connection revolved around a disputed beat from Nicki Minaj's 2018 album Queen, which Nicki Minaj claimed that Jay-Z attempted to seize a beat she had legally secured for a collaboration with The Weeknd, allegedly for Beyoncé. In October 2025, she took to X with explosive allegations surrounding this specific business dispute. According to Nicki Minaj, Jay-Z insisted the beat rightfully belonged to Beyoncé. When she refused to hand it over, she alleged that she was subsequently sued for producing a similar track. The post ignited massive engagement, over 23,000 likes, 3,000 reposts, 1,279 quotes, 328 replies, 1,796 bookmarks, and more than 4.6 million views. The disputed track was from her 2018 album Queen, featuring The Weeknd, though no specific song title beyond the collaboration was revealed. In the same thread, Nicki Minaj used a derogatory term for Beyoncé, calling her Hobson, claiming that she simply laid down and allowed the suit to proceed. This framing implicated Beyoncé as complicit, albeit passive, in the alleged wrongdoing rather than as the primary instigator. The beat dispute fed into Nicki Minaj's broader narrative, Jay-Z wielding his immense industry power to suppress competition. She claimed that his retaliation extended to interfering with her music releases and career opportunities. In the same string of posts, Nicki Minaj also accused Nas of jealousy, alleging she was sued for hundreds of thousands of dollars over an unreleased collaboration titled Casino. She further claimed that Jay-Z and Beyoncé, collectively referred to as the Carters, had mimicked her and her husband Kenneth Petty's style for years, an obsession she argued symbolized the music industry's most powerful couple copying her aesthetic while simultaneously undermining her career. Despite these incendiary claims, Beyoncé has remained completely silent, consistent with her long-standing approach of avoiding social media drama. She has not responded to any of Nicki Minaj's allegations, whether regarding the beat dispute, the alleged lawsuit, or the derogatory names directed at her. Nicki Minaj has repeatedly emphasized in later posts that her grievances are aimed at Jay-Z, not Beyoncé. Speculation even arose around a deleted post on X that some claimed was shading Beyoncé's Sir Davis whiskey promotion, but Nicki Minaj dismissed the rumor as an outright lie. She has repeatedly stressed that her disputes are exclusively with Jay-Z, not his wife. In fact, evidence suggests a cordial relationship between the two women. In March 2025, Beyoncé sent Nicki Minaj a bouquet congratulating her on the Pink Friday 2 tour, a gesture that Nicki Minaj shared positively on social media, indicating no personal animosity. This directly contradicts theories of a simmering feud between the female artists. The two had previously collaborated successfully on Feeling Myself in 2015, a track that represented mutual respect and creative synergy at the peak of both their careers. At that time, Beyoncé's self-titled album was redefining visual releases, while Nicki Minaj's Pink Print was cementing her dominance in rap. Fan reactions to Nicki Minaj's claims involving Beyoncé split predictably. The Barbs largely sided with her, asserting that her grievances targeted only Jay-Z, while the Bayhive accused her of subtle shading, defending the Carters as a unified front. These online battles amplified the drama far beyond what the actual statements warranted. The beat dispute, like the title equity allegations, remains unverified by any legal records or formal statements from the parties involved. No lawsuit regarding the alleged beat theft has appeared in public records, and neither Jay-Z, Beyoncé, nor their representatives have addressed the accusations. As a result, the controversy exists almost entirely within social media discourse, rather than confirmed fact. Even broader speculation swirled online, including claims about Jay-Z's alleged son, Ramy Satterthwaite, who purportedly asserted paternity for over a decade. In January 2026, a court dismissed the case and ordered the plaintiff to cover Jay-Z's legal fees. Nicki Minaj reposted about the matter, framing it as yet another example of Jay-Z allegedly manipulating the narrative. Nicki Minaj went even further, claiming that Jay-Z had framed Ramy Satterthwaite and even insinuating that Beyoncé bribed the judge to protect their public image. These explosive allegations, however, remained completely unsubstantiated. The connection to Beyoncé highlighted how Nicki Minaj's feud with Jay-Z inevitably pulled adjacent figures into the fray. Whether intentional or accidental, her accusations forced fans and observers to view the Carter family as an interconnected unit, rather than separate entities, a complexity that added even more tension to an already volatile saga. The climax arrived on February 1, 2026, during the Grammy Awards, when tensions between Nicki Minaj and Jay-Z reached a fever pitch. What began as a single joke quickly escalated into a multi-hour social media tirade, weaving conspiracy theories and sensational accusations into the conflict. Nicki Minaj was notably absent from the ceremony, despite nominations in major categories like Best Rap Song. Grammy host Trevor Noah quipped about her absence, suggesting she was at the White House with Donald Trump due to her recent vocal support for him. The audience reaction, applause, set off Nicki Minaj's explosive response. The context for Noah's joke lay in Nicki Minaj's political pivot. After criticizing Trump in 2020, she had praised him in December 2025 at Turning Point USA's America Fest, calling herself his #1 fan. In January 2026, she attended a White House event, displayed a Trump gold card, and spoke on Christian persecution in Nigeria with US officials. Her embrace of mega politics painted a target on her back for liberal-leaning entertainment figures. Around 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Nicki Minaj fired the first volley with a homophobic allegation, accusing Trevor Noah of hiding his sexuality. She claimed, "Trevor refuses to come out of the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend." She followed up with a Chucky doll image, implying the truth was obvious to insiders, but this attack on Noah was just a warm-up. By 8:30 p.m., she turned her full attention to Jay-Z, unleashing her most incendiary accusations yet. Nicki Minaj reposted a meme highlighting alleged age discrepancies in Jay-Z's past relationships. Foxy Brown at 15 to 16 when he was 23 to 27, Aaliyah at 15 to 17 when he was 26 to 28, and Beyoncé at 16 to 19 when he was 28 to 30. She captioned it "True or False," adding a hashtag implying predatory behavior toward minors. These timelines drew from long-standing hip-hop rumors, setting the stage for her most shocking claims of the evening. Though these allegations rattled the internet, verified accounts suggested very different timelines. Beyoncé has publicly stated she met Jay-Z at 18 and began dating at 19. Aaliyah's interactions with Jay-Z were strictly professional collaborations when she was 19 to 22, with no confirmed romantic involvement. Foxy Brown's rumored involvement likely started at 17 to 18, though some unverified claims pushed the age earlier. By 9 p.m., Nicki Minaj's posts took a darker, more ominous turn. She suggested that industry elites, including Jay-Z, were engaged in extreme and sinister misconduct. She wrote, "These PPL have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power." She continued, Your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of a blood sacrifice to their god. These statements echoed QAnon-style conspiracy theories and were presented without any evidence. While she stopped short of naming individuals directly, the context made Jay-Z the primary target of the accusations. By 9:30 p.m., Nicki Minaj broadened her attack. She posted a transphobic claim against Chrissy Teigen, writing, "Everyone knows Chrissy Teigen has had a dick," allegedly in response to Teigen laughing at Trevor Noah's joke. She also body-shamed Lizzo, claiming she lost 300 pounds just to sell 300 albums. Around 10 p.m., Nicki Minaj announced she was halting her upcoming album, writing, "Okay, I'm not going to put out the album anymore. No more music. Hope you're happy now, Jay-Z." She tied this decision to contract renegotiations and referenced an alleged RICO investigation into Billboard sabotage, stating, "I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this RICO is finding out about Billboard." No official reports confirmed any RICO investigation into Billboard or industry sabotage. These claims aligned with her previous unverified accusations but attempted to frame federal law enforcement as validating her narrative. By 11 p.m., her tirade pivoted again, this time to politics. Nicki Minaj urged LGBTQ+ and Christian voters to oppose Democrats, using the term demon rats, merging her industry grievances with a highly controversial partisan message. Nicki Minaj escalated further, alleging voter importation and demonic influences in American politics. She wrote, "The LGBT has also started seeing through the veil, and it has them pissed off. Why are they getting the gay vote by default? They've moved on from the gay vote to flying in PPL to vote for them." Her tirade concluded around midnight with religious invocations, ending with the declaration, "God will not be mocked," framing her entire onslaught as divinely sanctioned truth-telling. In just one night, the scope of her posts had ballooned, from grievances against Jay-Z to sweeping claims about industry conspiracies and national politics. The posts went viral, generating over 6 million views and trending globally with hashtags like #NickiRant and #JZExposed. Fan reactions were immediately divided. Supporters lauded Nicki Minaj for exposing hidden truths, while critics zeroed in on perceived hypocrisy and inconsistencies in her arguments.
My thing is, you can't accuse somebody of not doing something that you didn't even do. She didn't. Who would she ever campaign for? I'm just asking questions here, people. I'm not accusing Nicki of nothing. I'm just asking obvious questions. I ain't never seen her campaign for.
This observation from The Breakfast Club exposed a glaring contradiction in Nicki Minaj's political attacks on Jay-Z. She criticized him for not campaigning for Kamala Harris, yet she herself had not supported the Democratic candidate. This inconsistency immediately weakened her credibility on political matters. Media outlets widely labeled her Grammy night rant as unhinged and mega-fueled, while Forbes highlighted the potential defamation risk stemming from her explosive accusations. The LGBTQ+ community responded strongly, ridiculing her attempts to red pill voters. Her claim that Democrats took gay voters for granted directly conflicted with decades of established policy differences between the parties on LGBTQ+ rights. The fallout from the Grammy night explosion extended beyond her accusations against Jay-Z. It turned a spotlight on Nicki Minaj herself. Critics seized on what they viewed as glaring hypocrisy. Her husband, Kenneth Petty, is a registered offender, convicted in 1995 for a serious crime against a 16-year-old. Nicki Minaj has consistently defended him throughout their relationship and marriage. Additionally, her brother, Galani Mirage, was convicted in 2017 for a serious offense against an 11-year-old minor. Nicki Minaj financed his legal defense and was publicly supportive during the trial. Social media quickly picked up on these family connections, with comments accusing her of attacking others for alleged wrongdoing while defending convicted individuals in her own circle. Critics argued that if Nicki Minaj positioned herself as a whistleblower on moral or ethical misconduct, she first needed to confront verified wrongdoing within her own family. Her failure to do so eroded her credibility as a judge of others' behavior. The hypocrisy extended to her political commentary as well. She lambasted Jay-Z for insufficient support of Democratic candidates while vocally endorsing Donald Trump and simultaneously accusing industry figures of exploitation, all while defending family members convicted of similar offenses. These contradictions dominated critical responses, further fueling debate over her credibility and motives.
You remember when we had that it was the thing at Rock Nation when Roger Goodell and everybody was there. I was in the room for that. Mm-hmm. And you remember when Jay-Z was like, I can point to everything that I've done. I can tell you about the people I've helped, the charities I've given to, blah, 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 this and that. You got to lay your list out. If you telling me that I don't do nothing, if you telling me that I don't show up for my community, now you got to lay your list out.
Historical accounts suggested that Jay-Z had long defended his contributions to the community when challenged. This cast Nicki Minaj's accusations about his supposed lack of support for black communities in a contradictory light, as public records reflected a documented history of philanthropy and advocacy, while she presented no comparable evidence of her own initiatives. To skeptics, her criticisms rang hollow. Questions of entitlement also surfaced amid discussions of Nicki Minaj's Super Bowl grievances. Many observers noted that her assumption that Lil Wayne deserved the halftime slot merely because the game was in New Orleans reflected a belief that certain artists were owed opportunities rather than earning them through merit. Prominent figures, including Billy Porter, publicly condemned Nicki Minaj, stating bluntly, "Fuck her. When people show you who they are, believe them." This commentary from a high-profile LGBTQ+ entertainer reflected broader frustration with Nicki Minaj's political pivot and her efforts to court conservative voters at the perceived expense of communities that had long supported her career. The aftermath of the Grammy night rant left Nicki Minaj's public image deeply polarized. Her core fan base, the Barbs, rallied fiercely to her defense, portraying her as a fearless truth-teller exposing entrenched industry corruption. They interpreted the widespread backlash as confirmation that she was threatening powerful interests. Yet the broader media and entertainment industry response was overwhelmingly negative. Outlets described her behavior as erratic and questioned her mental stability, with some observers expressing genuine concern that the rant's scale and intensity might reflect personal struggles rather than calculated exposure. Meanwhile, Donald Trump defended Nicki Minaj on Truth Social, criticizing Trevor Noah and the Grammys. This endorsement solidified her standing within conservative circles, but it also risked alienating longtime fans who disagreed with her political transformation. The fusion of her industry grievances with overt partisan politics added layers of complexity to her public image, making her position more controversial and polarizing than ever. The lack of formal legal action continued to fuel criticism of Nicki Minaj's claims. She had not filed any lawsuits regarding the title equity dispute, the alleged beat theft, or the purported sabotage. Instead, her accusations lived entirely on social media, a platform where verification standards are minimal and sensationalism is rewarded with viral engagement. The one-sided nature of the conflict drew even more attention. Jay-Z and Roc Nation remained entirely silent throughout the months of public allegations, and Beyoncé made no statements concerning the claims involving her. This strategic silence denied Nicki Minaj the validation of formal engagement while allowing her statements to circulate unchallenged in the public eye. Fan discussions on platforms like Reddit and X erupted in speculation over the feud's origins and legitimacy. Some users traced the conflict back to Nicki Minaj rejecting a Roc Nation deal in 2019. Others connected it to the long-standing title equity promises. Still, others viewed the feud as symptomatic of Nicki Minaj's waning chart dominance and increasing isolation within the industry. The implications of the feud extended far beyond the individuals involved, raising broader questions about artist equity in streaming platforms, the consolidation of power within entertainment conglomerates, and the outsized role of social media in amplifying celebrity conflicts. Whether Nicki Minaj's accusations contained hidden truths buried beneath exaggeration, or whether they were largely unfounded attacks on a rival, remained fiercely debated. What was indisputable, however, was that Nicki Minaj had publicly made the allegations. Jay-Z had not responded, no legal proceedings had been initiated, and the court of public opinion remained deeply divided. Her promised exposure had ignited controversy, yet tangible verification remained elusive, leaving her narrative suspended between rumor and reality.